You guys, the Lord told me to get on here and do a quick message, right? In regards to the promised land. The Lord took us out of the wilderness. He brought us out of Egypt. We're getting ready to step over into the promised land, the land that He told us to go and possess. Do not get into the mind frame or the mindset of complaining. Do not complain about not having enough money to pay bills. Do not complain about your children doing things. Do not complain about anything of not having enough. We cannot go into this promised land with the same mindset in the same way that we've done things in the wilderness. We are not in the wilderness no more. We are not in Egypt anymore. God came and saved us and set us free. We are getting ready to cross over into the Jordan, into the promised land. God has given us instructions on what we need to do in our character and other things that we need to fulfill before we go into that promised land. And I have another message to give in regards to that, but the Lord wanted me to get on over here real quick and say, do not complain. Do not complain. Do not complain about not having enough. Do not complain about anything, but to take everything to God in prayer. We are right here at the promised land. We are about to cross over. And I want to encourage you, do not say that you are better off in the wilderness, that you prefer to go back to Egypt. Come on now. Truth be told, you don't want to go back. I know I don't want to go back. That means same relationships that He's brought us out of, whether it be an intimate relationship or companionship or whatever the case may be, old jobs, old things that we're familiar with. We are right here at the promised land. Do not start complaining. Do not start complaining. Shut your mouth, pray, and be led by God all the more. We are in the in-between. Ask God to help you with the in-between of transitioning from Egypt to the promised land. He's going to begin to if He hasn't already, He's going to begin to download more things that we need to do to work on our character. Other things that we need to move out of our way. He's going to begin to give us instructions because those very things we need to adapt before we go into the promised land and not trying to get things together when we're already in the promised land. These things need to happen before we go into the promised land. But the Lord wants you guys to know, do not complain. Do not start complaining. Shut your mouth and begin to pray. We are right here. We are getting ready to cross over. Everything is coming into alignment. Everything is beginning to make sense throughout the whole trajectory of our lives. From the time we were born, the things we went through, our wilderness, and the times that we've been in Egypt. We are right here at the promised land. Do not give up. Do not get in. Do not say out of your mouth that you would rather have stayed in the wilderness in Egypt. No, cancel that out now. Don't come into agreement with that. Anything that is contrary to what you know that God said that's going to take place in your life, whether it be through prophecies from other people, whether it be through the knowledge and wisdom of God that He personally gave you in your alone time with Him, anything contrary to that, you start coming against that thing and you ask God to help you with your mindset. Ask Him to continue to do a deep work. Now that we're right here and getting ready to cross over to that promised land, do not waver. Do not give in now. Do not give in. We are right here. Do not start complaining. Do not start murmuring and complaining, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Be thankful that He brought you out of the wilderness. Be thankful that He brought you out of Egypt. The nerve of you to complain, and you know the promised land is right there before you, and yet you have a nerve to complain about not having enough, as if you had more than as if you had what you needed or what He gave you to even survive in the wilderness, in Egypt. I'm not editing this video, so it is what it is. The nerve of us to even begin to complain. He brought us out of the wilderness, out of Egypt. And we're right here at the promised land. Do not complain. Do not give in. Do not turn back and want to go back to the way you want it to be. Do not give in. Do not give in. I encourage you. If you feel that you are more concerned that you can't handle what's about to come into the promised land, I pray even now that your heart will be enlightened, that God will visit you tonight. God will visit you in the morning until you cross over. Do not give up. Strap on the armor of God and stand in battle. Pray without ceasing, but don't complain. Pray without ceasing, but don't complain. We are right here. And I am right here with you. It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to know that we're coming completely out of something old and going into something new, which means it's not even a crutch no more. It's not even there to hold us up. Like it's not even we can't even rely on anything that happened in our wilderness, that happened in Egypt. We can only move forward. Do not complain, people of God. We are almost there. We are getting ready to cross over. All right? Love you guys.